And as soon as he takes one decent hit from one of the NFL level guys, he's out.
I hear you. Am I moving yet?
Yeah, you're good to go. I already started it because I didn't feel like I'm doing a cold intro as we're talking about Johnny Football not going to do dick for the Cleveland Browns.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, that's how I figured we could start off by just shitting.
Hey, I heard something about I used to have a coworker in Cleveland, and she said one time the river lit on fire there. Is that true?
Yeah.
In Cincinnati, I would believe it.
And fuck you.
Hey, I mean that's coal. That's all the runoff from West Virginia.
Yeah, it's believable.
Wow.
I guess I'll should do the real intro now. Welcome to the Discard Pile. I'm your host John Corbett. It's July 20 something. I think we're on season 1, episode 11 now. We've been going strong for a while. My guest tonight is Thomas Kimura. Welcome, Tom.
Hey, how you doing?
So Tom was supposed to be on the show last show 2 weeks ago, and he was MIA. And don't get nervous, Tom. Relax. When I found him, I said, I was about to, he's about to be dead to me. I said, Tom, where the fuck were you? And
I'll never be fucking dead to you, buddy.
I don't care what you say. But he had the right. He had a one-word answer, and it was like bitches. So I was like, all right, say no more. Who am I? To crucify a guy with some bitch problems. My other guest tonight is all the way from God's country in Ohio, Josh Sheets.
What up?
Quick fantasy football question, Josh. I just traded in my dynasty league for Matt Stafford. Now, I hate his fat face. I can't stand looking at it, but I had to take the deal. So am I screwed this year?
Who did you give up?
Just a wide receiver like T.Y. Hilton or something.
He's going to put up numbers, but the team's probably going to be behind most of the time, so he's going to have to keep throwing. I'd say you're not too screwed.
Oh, did we lose Josh already? Is this how we're going to start the show?
Oh, what the hell?
I've still got you guys.
I see him moving. I don't see you moving.
Yeah, I lost John.
All right, are we back now?
I think so.
You need some real internet. Stop using your cell phone.
No, it's Texas. We're lucky. Well, you know what? I'll kick right into the questions. Speaking of infrastructure, out there in California, there's a new thing, and they have it on Twitter. #drought shaming, and this is where neighbors call the hotline to tell their neighbors who are using too much water because you guys are.
Oh yeah. They got the guys that walk around the neighborhoods now.
Yeah, they find people. So my question to you, Tom, is: are you a snitch? Have you called and ratted out your neighbors?
Dude, I live like in a complex here. I don't have a house.
Yeah, but you still gotta fucking use water.
My complex. I don't have a yard to water. But I've heard about them. They wear like yellow jackets and they walk up and down the neighborhoods and they look for streams of water, going like in the curb by the curbs, and they follow it to the yard that it's coming from, and then they bust you. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of bullshit though. Because I feel like you're buying the water. You know what I mean? You're not getting it for free. I don't know.
Yeah, but they can put restrictions when times are tough. But the whole point is you guys don't have a water supply. You buy it. You have to ship it in.
Yeah. LA water is horrible. I miss San Diego water so much, man.
So, and then the worst part was they had recordings of people on the hotline, and the one woman was something. It was just and she was trying to justify. She was just trying to justify her guilt for snitching, and it was I think her quote was, I just want to make sure there's some water left for my children. And it's like, bitch, if you care that much about water, move to a state that has water. Like, you can't worry about this. I don't know.
Hey, California has an ocean.
I was just in Florida, right? I was just in southern Florida, and like there's ponds on every block. Like water retention ditches and stuff like that because it rains so much. You know what I mean? Then I come out here, and it's like, if people see streams on the sidewalk, you're in trouble. Yeah, definitely. That person should move to Florida.
So switching on the Trek, we had our did we go out again? It's gonna be one of them shows.
Who? It's not me.
Good.
I think it's the cell phone, bro.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, yeah. I'm recording this with an old 8mm camera.
Hey, you know, Obama was just a couple miles from me today, fundraising.
You didn't decide. You didn't decide
Yeah,
to pull.
I was
You didn't.
supposed to go see him. I was supposed to go see him today with my sister. He was at some technical college here in LA giving a speech about 1 o'clock. I just thought it was too hot outside for me to go and stand to go see him, so I decided not to go.
I'm surprised you didn't seize the opportunity, Lee Harvey Oswald style, and try to
I
take a
could have
shot.
threw a tomato at him or something.
One in a million shot at him.
Ask him a legitimate question.
Yeah, you could have been famous, you know. You might have got shot. I got shot 6 hours later by a strip club owner.
It's like 90 degrees outside, and they said you had to stand up for like an hour and a half to listen to him. I figured it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
Yeah. Sorry, John. I think we hurt your feelings.
No, that's all right. I'm surprised you lasted 3 minutes before trying to just taking a shot at Obama. But
Well,
right,
you know, whatever.
so yeah, take a deep breath before you don't get all Obama fired up in the first half hour.
I know. We still got a long show ahead of us. Huh?
You gotta pace yourself. So we just had North American Continental Championship, the NACC. That's a fancy name for.
Yeah, dude. This is
Star
the
Trek.
first time I talked to you since you attended that. Since you were going to show those dirty Minnesotans how to play Trek.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the side event sounds pretty good. I won the team tournament. It's like, hey, I should get a ribbon for that. Like, hey, I participated. But,
Like one of their dairy contests, right?
yeah, like, hey,
I missed. Who was on your team?
Yeah.
I think we just did 2-person teams, so it was just me and Neil.
So Neil won, and then you just kind of were like his entourage.
For the Continentals, yes. That's how. After round four, I became a cheerleader. I even won the first game. And after I won the first round, I said to Neil, like, oh, I'm done today. This deck isn't like I don't want to get into the autopsy of me.
I mean, at least you owe me and Sheets there an explanation of your performance.
Well, I figured I might turn into one of those guys who, when they're washed up, just start saying, "Oh, well, I have a job and I have a family." Well, all those guys, But it's actually the opposite. I actually have, because of my job, working security. As they say in the business, I have a lot of time to fuck the dog, and that's exactly what I did. I messed with the deck too much, and I started with a nice 55 card deck, and then I turned it into a 70 card deck, and then I got my senses and then trimmed it down to a 50 card deck. And then a week before the tournament, I decided, fuck it, and I made it a 75 card deck, and it was junk. It just had too much junk in it, like always. I always fall into that trap for the last 3 years. So I was playing a bloated deck and a bloated dilemma pile, and you're not gonna beat the top decks when your deck is just a fat piece of shit. So, but I was there as an outsider. Josh? What were your thoughts on who won, what won, and anything that might have happened?
There really weren't too many surprises as to who won. You got former world champs.
He wasn't thinking you would win, John. That's what he's saying right there.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised that you did finish in 12, but
Come on, you gotta give him some shit.
It's not the first Continentals I've watched out of, but
I do appreciate seeing one guy Ken Tufts finishing third on the day one, I guess, section of it before the day two on the same day. I heard a couple of people saying that was a really, really long day to do day one and day two in the same day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was playing OTSD.
Okay, sorry, I guess you can't really speak to that.
I was playing
because he did day two.
I was playing OTSD by 6 o'clock, drinking a beer, so it wasn't a long day for me.
But again, the big powers that have been the Romulans have been doing well. It might be a combination of the deck and player. Maybe the deck pulls one up. Maybe the player pulls a deck up. But with 3 Romulan, 2 Deep Space Nine, and 2 TOS in the top 8, there is no surprise right there. The one that did surprise me was nobody tried Maquis. I didn't think they got hammered enough to completely drop out, but other than that,
Well, you would only see one or two on a regular basis, and
but nobody tried them.
yeah, but my final thing I'll say about this tournament. You said the way you put it, no one tried Maquis, and this is the only thing I'll say about the deck that won. That Romulan deck that Neil played, it is the Maquis deck. This isn't a knock on Neil, but it's the exact same deck. All Neil did was do what Neil does, and I'm not trying. That's not a knock. That's actually a compliment. That's just what he does. Let's
Is
take a
that
look.
what you played at Gen Con last year too?
I don't know. I wasn't at Gen Con last year, but so the deck is it's denial. That's what Neil does. Neil plays denial. So let's look at the deck. The normal pile, all consuming evil. Well, there's 50% of it right there. That's every deck. So that's 50% of the deck. Now what does the deck have? It has a ship that gets rid of cards in the hand. So the Defiant got knocked down to 1, but the Galgathon still gets you 2. So you have a denial deck with all consuming evil kill pile and a ship that gets rid of cards in hand. That Romulan deck, all he did was take when everyone started going to Romulans to download after Klingons and Borg got taken away, everyone went to Romulan for download. I call it the path of least resistance. That's what good players do. So all Neil did was take the next path of least resistance when it came to denial, which is Galgathon, and so that's it. So you kind of did see denial won. Denial's still good. It's probably still going to be good for a long time.
It probably will be. And the Galgathon has already been knocked once.
No, that ship's fine. That ship's not the problem. The problem is the one range missions. Those are the problems, not the Galgathon. That's been fixed. That's fine now. TK, what was your take on it?
Romulans are pretty good, but I don't know why obviously it's the Viceroy, right? It's the Viceroy that's powering this.
I don't want to get into the whole Romulan thing right now because that could be.
My point is just that it's just so easy to play around. I don't know why people. It just seems to me people keep throwing out events and the Romulan players just keep taking advantage of it, right? It's like Nathan Weiniger, you're one of my trolls. Nader's one of my trolls. Well, Nader from San Diego, used to play that deck a lot before it got real popular, and I've had my experience with it, and you just don't play events, and that's it, and then it just shuts down, and you kill Energize, and then that's it, right? So the Romulans, being the only downloading affiliation currently, I could see them being in first. What surprised me was Nate's DS9 deck, though. Playing that, it has answers for everything. It just doesn't seem so cohesive to me as, like, say, the Klingons do at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of surprised me.
Well,
it seems like stick shift to me, I guess.
Yeah, that shows you how good of a player is. He just played I don't want to call it a B+ deck, but he did okay in the Swiss, and then he just played good in the bracket, and tiptoed his way to the final. He just took a deck I don't know how to put it. I can get around certain things.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the TOS, A Legendary Civilization. That's kind of played out. You know what I mean? So the only one that really surprised me was that DS9 deck. It's not one of the popular builds with Inyo or something like that. It's just a solver with a lot of answers in it. So that surprised me a lot.
Yeah, when it comes to diversity, this tournament wasn't a good example of diversity. There was no relativity. You think a couple of people would take a shot. No Klingon, no capture.
Yeah. So I wasn't really surprised outside the DS9 deck, and then you were talking about Ken Tufts and the Romulan build. I don't think he built that deck, right? Sheets, I think.
I think he borrowed it from Van Bremen, maybe.
Yeah. So that's an interesting real life example of the deck pulling someone up. So, to me, that only gets you half the credit, right? If you don't build the deck but you place fairly high with it, I think you only get half the credit for it. But that's kind of my analysis. I was surprised with the DS9 deck. The Romulans winning weren't really a surprise to me. But yeah, I'm with you, Corbett. I'm kind of surprised that some of the more popular affiliations didn't show up.
Yeah, my final take on the tour of the whole weekend. I mean, Jeremy did a great job running it. Everything ran smoothly. The Minnesota guys. I mean, the team tournament. There was just like there was like 8 of us for the team tournament. They didn't support the side events. The Minnesota guys, I think, like they're just gonna show up.
What happened with your boy Jaeger and his dual HQ deck? I think he won with it 1 week, and then this tournament he was like 15th or something with it.
Well, I don't want to tell the story because it sounds like I'm bragging. That was the only shining moment of that day. Yeah, our game lasted about 35 minutes, and he never even attempted a mission against me because like most decks that are based off events, you just got to shut down Energize. And,
right.
And I don't know. I got Luther Sloan out early, and that nothing shuts down.
Tell the story. Don't be shy.
Well, no, I wasn't that. It was just everything he tried to do, I had to answer for. So Luther Sloan shut down the government on Rivals, basically. That's what he does. So everything, Luther Sloan would just shut down the government. I'm going for my last mission, and this is the final. He goes to like an all-out war just to get some points, just trying to salvage something, differential. He comes over, he kills 3 people. He picks Natasha Yar from Matter of Time, who doesn't die. So I was, that's why I was like, I'm the better designer, and I slapped it down. He had some of his shitty Klingon Romulans, and I'm like, those guys aren't any good. Like the ones. So that was just, that was it. That was the only highlight of that tournament. I beat the team tournament. I beat Ken Tufts, beat Neil, and then I played. Yeah, the team tournament. I watched Ken beat Neil. It was pretty fun to watch. And then I played Ken, and our game lasted 14 minutes. It was a 2-mission win deck I was playing, and I was one of them games, and he was just like, well, this is going to be a quick one, and it was one of them. I was like, wow, that was, so. So let's get back on the topic of bitches, TK's favorite topic. So after I leave Minnesota, I see this story about a Minneapolis woman, and what she does is she records men on the street who catcall her. Hey baby, you're looking good. Like you think when you think of catcalls, you think of construction workers.
Did you see a picture of this girl though?
Yeah, she's a blonde, late 20s blonde. She's
deserving of whistles and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Guys will holler at anything, but yeah, she's like a solid looking girl. Yeah, I guess late 20s, 28 or something. So she tapes the guys when they say something to her, and she'll say something to them, and then she posts it on a website. And I don't know. My question is this harassment? That's what everyone was trying to say. This is harassment. I'm like, is guys just talking to girls harassment now? I don't know.
Yes, it is. According to most people, yeah, that's harassment. Should it be? That's a whole nother story.
I don't know. You whistle at me all the time, John. I don't know how I should take it. I don't know. Probably better.
Take that as a goddamn compliment. That's how you should take it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's just weird Minnesota stuff. I don't think that's Minnesota. I think that's because they do it. There's a thing in New York about it too. It's just more like I don't know, like pseudo feminism. Like guys, it's like the piece by piece they're trying to break down dudes. Like if I can't talk to a girl on the street, and I'm not that type of dude. I'm like, hey baby, what's up? And if I just talk to a girl, I don't understand how. Like, what are guys supposed to do now? Is everything supposed to be done on? Like girls just want to pick dudes out on the internet, like a phone book, and go, okay, I'll pick that guy. Looks safe, and I'll pick him. Is that what Facebook's for?
I don't know, all those Tinder, all those kind of bullshit sites. I don't know. Women just don't. I mean, I don't know. They had during the story they had all these statistics, and it said 41% of catcalls incidents, 41% turned physically confrontational. And I don't know. That sounds like
that sounds way too high.
Yeah.
No, but that has a connotation, like physically confrontation. That sounds like come here, bitch. Like I grabbed her. I think that just means guys coming up to you. If I just come up to a girl, am I physically confronting her? I guess technically, word for word, yes, but not really. I'm not saying like, yeah, come here. And I don't. But go ahead.
Where'd you see it? This article? You said it was an article?
It was on the news. It was on like CBS News. It's not like, I don't read. I'm not on the internet reading right-wing blogs like you are.
Oh.
Major reading the.
Just because I said I didn't go see Obama. Is that what it is? You're firing back at me because you're mad I wasted that opportunity.
All right, so my ultimate question is, what is the website for? I know it's for shaming. Going back to the topic of shaming, the guys don't give a shit. No guy who does it's going to be like, oh, she put me on the internet now. You know what? I really thought about my behavior, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So what is the website for? It's women watching it. Women are going to this website, and I don't know. What's the website for?
Okay, I'll throw one out there. It's to shame all the guys, but it could just be an ego trip for this lady as, hey, look at all this attention I'm getting. I still got it, whatever. I have no idea. I'm just making stuff up as I go.
I'm kind of with Sheets. I think it's more of a bragging thing than it is a... I mean, she's just trying to sell it as a shame thing, but I think under all that, it's bragging. Yeah,
and then also if a guy just, hey baby, what's up, and you confront him and say like, oh, blah blah blah, like it turns confrontational when you initiate the confrontation. Like guys aren't, but I don't know. It's something deeper. It's something like, I think feminism is bullshit. I don't know how else to put it, and they're trying to get, what are dudes? What are we going to become? What all beta males who sit on the couch and wait to go antiquing on Saturday? We don't even have our weekends anymore.
That's if she lets you out of the house that day. Mm-hmm.
Now, also, there is also the flip side to this with, now, as she is getting all these calls and so forth, is there a specific reason and so forth? I'm probably going to get hate for this, but remember the old comment of the women who wear the push-up bras and low-cut tops lose their right to complain? I mean, she's doing this intentionally? I mean, she's going out specifically recording these things.
Yeah.
It still seems more like setup and bragging than actual shame.
Yeah, well, it's such a bullshit thing, because what do women do? They dress up, they look, guys don't, they wear push-up bras, makeup, you're not that pretty, you're wearing heels, you ain't that tall. Everything says, look at me. And then what are we supposed to do? Look at you and then not say something? We're guys. Like it's bullshit to ask us to just. And it's not like we're saying, hey, nice tits, lady. It's just like, hey, what's up? You're looking good today, and stuff like, they took away the workplace, and that's fine. I understand in the workplace you can't have that kind of shit, but on the street, guys, just what, sweetheart, just take it as a compliment and just keep walking. No one's gonna bother you. So I gotta back to get into nerd stuff. I gotta admit I made a mistake. A couple shows back, I tore up this documentary called Bronies, where I shredded all these young boys.
Oh no, Sheets, we should just stop right here.
Yeah,
no. This is.
He likes My Little Pony now.
No, this isn't me. No. Let me get this off my chest. And it's true, because I always tell people you can't hate anybody. You know what? If you don't like black people, your daughter's gonna become a black guy. If you don't like gays, your son's gonna be fabulous. That's just how life is. Well, I go out one day to the living room, and my son is watching My Little Ponies on Netflix. He's 4.
How old is he?
He's 4. He's 4, not 14. He's 4. So
4 is the
youngest
kid.
Oh, I know. I didn't get. I was like, oh boy, like Brady's like, oh no, it's okay, but he likes it. He wants to watch ponies all the time.
And you sat down and started watching it with him?
No, I say no ponies. So I actually started making him watch G.I. Joe on the Netflix. We started.
Wow.
I ordered some He-Mans off the eBay that I used to have when I was a kid. I said, here, play with these He-Mans, but yeah, so it's like those terrible Christian people who send gay people to get reprogrammed. I'm reprogramming my son to like boys. So I know I'm bad. I'm bad. So the point is, I'm sorry for hating on like I said, it's okay. He's 4. If he was 14, I probably wouldn't be laughing. I'd probably be crying, but I'll back off now. Go ahead, watch whatever you want to watch. And the other day, it's funny. Brandy comes in. She's like, that guy who plays Q in Star Trek? He does the voice on the ponies. And I'm like, yeah, I know. He did the documentary. He'll do anything for $1. John, like he's just a guy trying to make it in this world.
Did you know it was him right off the bat? Could you tell.
No, I didn't watch it, TK. I know you're trying to trap me to say I watched it, but I did not. I have not
No,
watched
who
it.
cares, bro? If you watch half the San Diego players watch My Little Pony.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You're out there in Texas by yourself, you know.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. I don't judge.
Now, I do have to throw one on there. I did see something that you posted on the boards the other day, John. Have you finally become a Tribble convert?
See, Josh, I did a lot of things in Minnesota I'm not proud of.
Out there in the snow.
Yeah, no, it was raining. It was nice out of the weather. It was like 68 degrees. I haven't felt that. It doesn't even get 68. Hasn't happened in Texas in a long time. But yeah, Saturday. Well, let's just put it this way. It didn't take very long from when I walked in the door to get my very first dirty look. So
I have no doubts of that.
So after we did the draft tournament, after the draft tournament, I go outside to smoke a cigar, and I see Kevin and Chris sitting in the back of their hatchback. So I'm not gonna go through that whole story, but I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's give this a go. So I walked up, I talked to them, peace was made, and that we'll leave it at that. And so
hatchback.
they're just sitting out there talking about whatever Midwest guys talk about. Too bad in the back of the hatchback. But so then Sunday I had nothing else to do. So then I finally jumped on the Tribbles wagon, and we're all hooked now. I got everyone else hooked in the house. We're finally converted to the Church of Tribbles.
Yeah.
I got woken up. That's how I got woken up today, because we were going to do it Thursday night. We played out. That's what we do now, the family game night. And I got woken up because we had to do it in the morning. So it was Brandy waking him up. We got to play Tribbles. I'm like, what the? I was having a dream. I remember the dream now because I got shooken out of it. I was having a dream. My dream was a movie. It was World War II. It was about the Code Talkers. Those Chickasaw Indian guys from Oklahoma who broke the Nazis couldn't figure out their language.
Yeah.
I know it's weird about that. My dream was, I'm like, fuck, that was a really good movie. Why did you wake me up? And there's like all this stuff going on. So I have to sit down. I start playing Tribbles, and this story would be for Josh because he enjoys a good story. So Brady had one card left. Brady had one card left in hand, and I'm like, it's 10 to you. And she drops down at 10,000 and goes, does a Homer Simpson, woo, woo. And I'm like, and then we're all like, no, 10. And I'm like, and so we're all kind of laughing at her, and she starts, and I'm like, they need to make a WAN ability, a Tribbles WAN card, and it'll be played. It'll be played if somebody plays the wrong card, and you get the one that lets you play if you got skipped. It'll be like that, and you score points if somebody fucks up. It looks like an asshole. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're all making fun of her a little bit, and I guess she got embarrassed. She starts really like crying, laughing. She's actually crying in tears. I don't know. It was very weird. So Connor actually won. Connor, the 9-year-old, he ended up winning. I go to put away the stuff, and like 5 of my cards were still in the box, and it was all the 100,000 Tribbles that were supposed to be in my deck. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, no wonder I couldn't beat a 9-year-old in Tribbles. So that was. But I always said too. It's like it's not that I said I would like Tribbles. I just don't like people talking about Tribbles all the time. And now I'm a big fucking hypocrite, TK. So
you giving up 2E for Tribbles now? You just retired from 2E? Is that what it is?
I guess unofficially I'm retired from 2E. It looked like it Saturday in Minnesota.
Quit while you're still above the 1500s. I'm telling you.
No, I can keep my rating afloat. I do good in side tournaments. I did win, like I said, I won the team tournament. I'm not, I should have played that deck.
Neil won the team tournament. You were,
I won the team tournament. I was fucking 4-0, guy. Neil. I also won the draft, which was surprising because I'm terrible in draft. I would have won the OTSD, but I even managed to fuck up a 1E game before I got on my plane. So I was having a great weekend, blowing Continentals, fucking up 1E games, and talking to my enemies. It was fantastic. So we got one more big Continental tournaments to go before Gen Con, and it's the Europeans. So Nick wanted us to pick a Final Four, but I don't know. I can't even name 4 Europeans. Fuck all that. So let's just go with a player and a deck that's going to win. So Josh, give me a player and give me a deck that'll win Euros.
I'm gonna have to go. Now I know Nick mentioned a while back that there were people that haven't pre-registered. Based on the list of people that are there, I'd say Tobias is probably due for a win at something big. And I'd probably have to put it on Romulans right now, some variation of it.
TK, what do you got?
I don't know. I think it won't be Steven. I think it's going to be Kirsten or Rousman. Probably Rousman. But I just don't. I don't know. I think the Romulan deck is so like predictable now. You know what I mean? Somebody's just going to make something to kill it, and I think that's going to be probably TOS.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. I don't know how many people that aren't pre-registered are going to go. Nick was kind of pissed because they Matthias, when he posted that Trek Masters thing, it was going to be, I guess, in January. And I don't know, or I don't know. There's one in Germany at the end of the year. So he said some of the Germans decided just to stick with that and not go to the Euros. That's just bad OP scheduling, and we don't need to get into OP. So I'm not sure how big the tournament's going to be.
Wait, end of year? That's like 6 months away.
Yeah, but Germans are weird. You know, they'll go, oh, and I'll stick to. Who fucking knows? Who knows? You know. Speaking of Germans, we'll get to that when TK wants to bring up the. I don't know. We ran into Obama. It's what it's all.
Dude, you said Obama like 5 times already, man. I made one comment in the beginning of the show. I think you want to talk about it a little bit.
No, you're the one. No. Let's not. I always send out a list of topics beforehand, and you're like, oh, fuck that. I want to talk about Obama. Fucking
talk about a prostitute in Minnesota when the fucking planes
are. Prostitute. That's like calling her a prostitute. She's on the street.
Planes are fucking falling out of the sky, and you want to talk about hookers in Minnesota.
And they're not falling out of the sky. They're getting blown out of the sky. But it's almost the same thing.
Okay, so who's your pick?
Yeah, everyone. I don't know. Slabby. Everyone. He's having his good run. So I'm going to stick with the hot hand.
I don't know, man. He went third. He got third at his last regional. I don't think that's too high.
He was fucking around at a regional. I think. I'm going to stick with Romulans. I don't think anybody is going to.
Oh man, really?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, if my buddy in Australia is watching this, I'm going all chalk, like they like to do on the regional rundown.
That's funny what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm taking all the favorites in the Euros, but it's just it's the strongest deck, and they created Romulan is design's Frankenstein monster this year. It's just
I know, man. It's been out for like 3 years already. It's just nobody played with it.
It started getting played last year around this time.
No, it didn't.
Didn't it win Euros last year?
I don't know. That's what popped up on my radar.
Won the Continentals in San Diego, I think.
Nobody pays attention to the West Coast. Hey, nobody cares.
I think that's the year your boy Timmons came to San Diego and lost to Weininger.
Was that the game where Weininger didn't leave the HQ until time had been called?
Yep.
Whoa, what happened?
I have other thoughts on that.
Well, yeah, Strategy Society won.
Was there another controversy at a game surrounding Neil? I remember when I used to be involved in controversies back when I was a decent player. Now look how Neil's always the handshake with Vlad, and now.
No, I'm just saying that deck is. I mean, sure, it won something, recently, but it's been around for 3 or 4 years now. It's just it only got popular when that one guy in Europe took it.
Well, that's why I use the analogy of Frankenstein's monster. Finally, somebody assembled all the pieces, and when they found out, like, oh shit, this deck's got everything, absolutely everything. Design, just kept coming, and now 5 things come together. People think it's Viceroy, people think it's Tau, but it's really Patal. He's the nucleus. He's the one everything's based around.
Of course.
I know it sounds crazy, but he's the linchpin. Every good deck is based around a non-unique.
It's Viceroy and Energize.
Yeah, but Energize is an event. You can never blame an event.
Yeah, but all their guys cost 4 or 5. That's 1 and a couple draws a turn if you kill Energize. Hey, how'd you do in Minnesota, John? In Minnesota, don't look at me like that.
No, Patal's the nucleus. He's everything. Everything's built around him. I don't want to get into that goddamn piece of shit card. All right, my last real world topic is in Arizona they botched another execution. I guess they're trying to kill another guy, and they fucked up. They actually,
I heard something about that. I heard that they want to say that you can't kill somebody unless you turn over the name of the company that made the chemical or something like that, because I guess it's like a top secret thing of who manufactures the poison, right? And they're saying since it's government related, that record should be released, and if it's not, then you can't use it.
Probably. It's, freedom. We're in the age of the Freedom of Information Act. It's easy to get there. But they botched one. They botched an execution in Oklahoma, not too far from here, 2 months ago, where they shot the guy up and he went and died. He got up. They tried to drive him to the hospital. He really got up. It was like, what's wrong? Like when you're trying to kill a guy and he sits up and says, "What's wrong?" You've done fucked up. And they would drive him to the hospital, and he had a heart attack from all the shit they shot him up with. Eventually, just blew up his heart. So, I don't know, TK, I'm sure you're pro capital punishment, but just now that we're fucking up executions, can we really still keep doing this?
I just think it's a thing. I don't know. I am pro capital punishment. If the crime is vicious enough, I don't think the society should have to support that guy for the rest of his life and feed him and stuff like that. But I mean, people have been hung before and it didn't, their neck didn't snap or whatever. There's accidents all the time, but does that mean we should forgive what they did? No. That just means we should try to improve our,
What about that whole cruel and unusual thing? Is that whole part of the Constitution?
I think cruel and unusual is a matter of perspective, right? I mean, what if that guy walked into your house and killed your whole family?
I don't know, man. When you want to start saying, when it comes to the Constitution, I don't know if the phrase matter of perspective is a good. Do you want to use that?
You really don't have one. I mean, you can't really say is it cruel and unusual to the family of the victim?
No, we're not. You're
not, right? But on the outside,
we're talking about crime and punishment. You have to. It's funny. It's about rights, and even the worst of us have rights.
Absolutely. If he's been found guilty among his peers,
he still has rights. Even as a guilty of a terrible crime, he still has rights. Now, like George Carlin has a great bit where he says rights are they're nice ideas, but they're still ideas. And when do they get taken away? When you need them the most. So even if society has decided you're going to die, that's okay, whatever. That's society's decided that. But it doesn't mean you get to sit there and get poked with a needle with crazy drugs that they can't find the right drugs anymore. That's what it's basically all about. They can't get the good drugs from Europe.
Yeah, that's a side argument. I mean, sure, they messed up, but that doesn't forgive the guy of his crime.
So it doesn't matter that they keep fucking up. They're just going to keep.
Like I said, I think that they should just keep trying till they get it. Honestly, to tell you the truth. So if they shoot him up once and it fails, do it again. It's not like he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, but he was being tortured at the end of it. The guy with a heart attack. That constitutes torture. He was in pain.
But it's not intentional though. That was. I mean, it's not like we did him on purpose. You know what I mean?
I could kill a guy and not be. It's called manslaughter. I could kill a guy and not be intentional. I still go to jail. Intentions are irrelevant. You can't torture people. You can. You can at 11, but that's
penalty's been around for a couple hundred years now. I don't think anybody's going to care.
Why don't we hang people anymore then? If we care so much.
I don't know. I don't think it's efficient as the needle. Just think we have to have something more efficient.
Firing squad was pretty efficient.
Man, that'd work. I'm telling you, man, I bet you would feel differently if the crime happened to you. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody could really say how they feel one way or another until they're in that position.
But the victim doesn't have any place in the crime and punishment after it's been decided. Victim has a place in the sentencing. That's why the victim talks, when they do sentencing. But after that, the victim when it comes to crime and punishment, the victim has nothing to do with it anymore. We're talking about the state and then the convict. So the victim stuff is now irrelevant. The judge has decided you're dying for the crimes that you did. All right, now is how do we kill people? Can we kill people when we're doing it like fucking idiots? That's what's going on. The state isn't. They're incompetent now.
I mean, sure, it happened twice pretty consecutively, but I mean, how many successful attempts were there? Do you know? I don't know.
What do you mean? How many successful attempts? What do you mean?
How many successful capital punishment? You know, how many times did they try to kill somebody where it actually worked versus how many times it didn't work?
Yeah, but how many people have to be tortured for it to be okay? Like, is one out of 100 okay? What's the acceptable number of people? Don't we? It's kind of like a Larry Flint argument. Like, the laws have to protect the worst of us if it's going to protect any of us. So I'm not defending this dude. I'm defending the institution. I think something as massive as capital punishment, you've got to have all your ducks in a row before you go doing that.
Well, that's why they wait like 25 years or 20 years.
If they don't have the method anymore, we don't hang people anymore. We decided that's too savage. We're trying to be half civilized, half not civilized. That's why we can't get the good drugs from Europe anymore, because they decided we're civilized. We don't do that anymore. Now, America, we got to do things. Everything's a hassle. Everything to change us. You know, that's why we're never going to get rid of guns. It took 200,000 dead people to get rid of slavery. It just now capital punishment is not going to go away. So, I guess I'm not taking a dog in this fight. I'm saying, yeah, go back to either what you said, hang them, or stop it at all. You can't have this new half-ass.
Well, that's my point. It's just, you know, we got to be more consistent with it, right? And whatever that method is, I'm okay for it as long as we're more consistent.
And the method works.
Yeah, and a method that works, right?
So you're after all that debate TK had, your solution, Josh, is just firing squads. That's it. Just put a bullet to the head.
It's effective unless they like miss. But again, it's the complicated the injections.
Josh, that's why they have a squad do it. So
I know.
And they get one person.
Here's the guy that's got an entire chest full of holes. No, it's the whole process of the injections. It's a involved process with 3 or 4 different actual drugs being injected most of the time. So there's a lot of stuff, and if you aren't executing people every couple of months, you kind of lose practice, as a gentle way of saying that. I mean, you're not executing people every other day. You're doing this once, maybe twice a year, if that. I don't know.
I don't think that the people who are doing it in these states, Arizona, Oklahoma, I don't think they're smart enough to do it anymore. I think it's human error. They're fucking up. So it's like when they find out they killed an innocent guy. You know, DNA testing. They found out, like, whoops. Turns out that guy didn't do it. Oh shit! They do a moratorium to, all right, we won't kill any people for 5 years because we fucked up. I don't know. Maybe they have to do something like that, and they gotta figure it out. I don't know. I don't know. This country puts more people in prison than any other country in the world. And what's another few people stuck in? Who cares? Death row. How fun could it be? Isn't death row worse than dying? Death row's got to be worse.
I don't know, man. In the Middle East, when you steal something, the punishment's a lot more than here.
Yeah, this isn't Riyadh.
That's why they don't do that as much over there.
That's why there's not as many people in prison in the Middle East as there is here.
That's because all of them are missing a hand.
But,
right?
Yeah, but,
John has to rehabilitate him.
Yeah,
but go in there, give him a hug, and tell him it's okay.
I saw something today that violent crime in America is at a 40-year all-time low. So why is everybody locked up in America? I'm confused. Drugs?
Right. Probably.
And why you know, and our police, you know, every town's got a SWAT tank and, you know, combat unit, you know, it's I don't know, it's not good. It's all right, we're talking domestically. TK, go ahead and give me your final Obama. Why it's Obama's fault? Something that happens on the other side of the planet. The Obama butterfly effect.
It was Obama's fault, bro. Who said it was Obama's fault? I just wanted to hear your opinion on the whole thing. Do you think he's fundraising too much, John? Do you think he should be more in charge? This whole thing?
What the fuck is fun? Oh, fucking politicians fundraise. Come on, stop it. No, every time he golfs, every time he goes golfing, we gotta hear. Every time he goes vacation to Hawaii, it's his fucking home state. Of course, he's vacationing in Hawaii. So what he's doing that? So
no, I'm not talking about Hawaii or vacationing or golfing. All I ask, why are you getting so defensive, John? John, why are you getting? Take a breath, man. Take a breath.
You're bashing the dude for doing what every other president has always done.
I'm just saying there's shit going down in you know, with ISIS. There's Putin shooting down airplanes. you know, with Americans on them, and Obama doesn't even want to go over there and secure the scene.
Obama, what's he gonna go there? What is he, a commando? He's gonna go secure the perimeter.
You know what I mean, Don. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But he doesn't want to stop fundraising.
Everything you just said had nothing to do with America. Yeah, guess what? There's
Nothing
an American.
America, John. There's Americans on those airplanes.
Oh, there's an American on every fucking airplane that flies. There's always gonna be. So this plane. If you want to talk about that plane, all right. There's 200 dead Dutchmen spread out all over the fields of Ukraine. So why don't they? This isn't nothing to do with America. So then all these Dutch people, why doesn't that president, whatever the fuck he's called, call Germany and say, hey, Miss Merkel, whatever her name is, why don't you stop buying all the Ruskies fucking oil, and why don't we shut these fuckers down? Now that I have 200 dead, I got families, 200 coffins of fucking Dutch people. I'm trying to think of a Netherlands joke. I got nothing. What the fuck does that country do? But they always had money. Netherlands has got money. This is the EU. They buy all their shit. They're buying the Russian shit. So what are we gonna do? This whole Ukraine shit. This battlefield is economic. This is economic. So what do you want? What are we gonna do? This is nothing that the average person can. This is all shit on the next geopolitical war shit. What do you want Obama to do? He's a president. He's just a CEO of America at this point.
All right. So I was watching news this week, and it turns out that the IRS tapes are actually not destroyed or damaged, and they're available to the investigators now, right? What do you think about all that, John?
Is this like the new Benghazi, the IRS targeting?
Nope, it's been around for a while now.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's become like the new Benghazi. So yeah, the IRS fucked up, and it's the IRS. We've been over this before. Fuck the IRS. No one likes the IRS. They fuck up all the time. They're dirty.
Well, there's a difference between fucking up and intentionally doing some shit.
So they're gonna get caught. They get fired. Guess what? No one will go to jail. Does anyone ever go to jail for anything anymore? Maybe we should start putting people in jail for white collar horseshit.
That's why we have so many people in jail right now.
Yeah. We got so many people in jail for having a dime bag of weed, but dudes on Wall Street are stealing millions of dollars, and no one goes to jail anymore for rich guy crimes.
That's because the rich guys can afford lawyers that actually can get them out.
Yeah. The guy, what's his name? The football player got 12 days. 12 days for DUI manslaughter or something. 12.
What? Where's this at?
Aldon Smith, the 49ers guy. He likes to shoot the guns and drink and drive.
I thought that was a Patriots guy.
No, that's
Aaron Hernandez. That's somebody else completely.
No, Aldon Smith just likes to play with the guns. Hernandez likes to put bullets in motherfuckers' heads. So, yeah, what a waste of talent that guy was. But, yeah, he was a piece of shit. But, yeah, Aldon Smith, DUI, gun charge, 12 days in jail. Guess what? Even you, TK, you DUI, gun charge, you're doing a lot more than 12 days in the jail.
Oh man. Well, good thing Holder didn't do nothing about that. You got quite the. I'm looking around. You got quite the Star Trek poster collection there, Corbett. You have them all?
Yeah, I collect them all. Now it's funny you should say that because when Josh came on, I was explaining to Josh that I'm creating the room I wanted to have when I was a 14-year-old boy. It's cheaper than therapy. That's what I do now. Instead of I don't know how to deal with any of my childhood trauma, so I just buy shit that I used to have when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore, man. I'm just you got the Star Trek everywhere. I don't know, man. You're a big fan, huh?
Well, I came out of the closet as a nerd a long time ago, but now I get to actually live. Like I said, I couldn't afford all this stuff when I was a kid. I was just a poor boy from Jersey, TK. I couldn't have all the fancy stuff when I was a kid. I was lucky to have what I could get. So now that I could buy the shit on eBay, and I could say it's for my 9-year-old son. Yeah, it's for the son. It's for the boys, so they can play with it. That's what I need this Star Trek Micro Machine for. No. That's why I bought the He-Man, so they stopped playing with fucking watching ponies on the TV.
The only thing I don't see is the picture of Greg Dillon back there on the wall.
Great. Oh, my Australian. Yeah, I got a locket with half a heart, and he has the other half. So when we finally meet, we're gonna put them together, like docking. We're gonna do that. Well, I think we run out of topics on this show. I think we put this fucking kid to bed. So thanks to my guests, Josh Sheets, TK. Thanks guys for coming on.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
All right, I think we're on before Gen Con. I don't know. I don't schedule these things too well.
You
So
going to Gen Con, John?
yes, I will. I will be there. I missed last year.
Going?
Yeah, why you look so fucking happy? Why,
I want to see you go to Gen Con and show me what's what.
it's the last tournament I've never crapped out of. I never not made day 2 of Worlds. But guess what? I'm doing a lot of things this year that I'm not proud of, so I won't be shocked if I fuck up this as well. But worst case scenario, I'll find some girls. Josh knows this. I'll find some girls and catcall, and I'll be one of the 41% who likes to physically confront gamers and talk about their dice. Can I ask if I can touch their
Gen
dice?
Con girls? I don't think I seen any girls at Gen Con last time I went. I don't know.
You were in the wrong place then.
Yeah, you got to go to get those. I think my buddy Ben put it. It's where 5s go to be 7s. It's where average-looking girls go to get attention from boys.
Well, I gotta play Ben here pretty soon online. It's fun.
Yeah, so I find that plain Jane looking girl, and then I just go up and treat her like she's the hot girl in high school that she never was, and I buy her some mozzarella sticks or something, and talk about Firefly. I don't know, whatever stupid shit she's into.
That doesn't even happen. I mean, I don't think the bar is too high.
Oh yeah, the Will Wheaton Project. Oh, I love watching the Will Wheaton Project. Fucking watch the Will. Fuck out of here. Fucking
Yeah, he's
LARPers.
got this down.
All right, well, I know. I will fuck it. I know. I was about to sign off, but I'm not going to do it. Speaking of LARPers, TK, remember in Arizona, there's 2 nut jobs that shot the 2 cops, and then they shot themselves in the Walmart.
No.
Does anybody remember this story? This is like month and a half ago.
No.
Vaguely.
Yeah. Well, they walked up to Arizona. It was at CC's Pizza. They shot the
Who
2
fucking goes to CC's Pizza?
They shot the 2 cops from behind. They laid that flag, the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. They laid it on the cops. They're all, they're about to go. They're all ready. They're all anti-government. The government's coming to get me, and they're going to go out in a blaze of glory. They shot the 2 cops. They put the flag on them, and then they go into a Walmart, and the cops finally come in. But the thing about that, they showed pictures of them, and they dressed up. They dressed up as the Joker and Harley Quinn. So I'm like, they were fucking LARPers. They finally, everything I've said about LARPers has come true, and now they're gonna start shooting up the place.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're getting violent. LARPers plus guns equals run for your lives. All right. I say goodbye to my guests. Fuck them all. Good night, guys. We'll be back on in 2 weeks.
Off this piece of a show. Yeah.
God, I'm kicking you out of the Discord pile. Good night.